Yo, what up everybody? Welcome back to the Mr. Albert Lopez channel. My name is Albert Lopez. Thanks so much for clicking in. I appreciate you being here. Today we're going to be talking about why do I feel like I'm not making any progress? Why do I feel like I'm stuck? I want to take this time to thank everyone for clicking in. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming back. If this is the first time that you're here, I'd like to take this time to invite you to subscribe to the channel. Go hit the subscribe button and don't forget to hit the notification bell. This way YouTube can notify you every time I upload a new video. There's also some links in the description if you want to go hang out and kick it on the social sites. You can go to the description box. The links are right there. Yeah. Thanks so much once again for coming back. Let's get started with today's video. What's happening, everyone? Today, let's talk about it. Why do I feel like I'm not making any progress? Why do I feel like I'm stuck sometimes? If you've ever had that feeling of, man, I've been working so hard at doing this and working smart and doing the research and just asking questions and learning from different people and trying this and trying that, and you know you're working a sweat, you know you're feeling tired, you know you're missing out on going and doing certain things because you're working on this project, whatever it is. You've been limiting yourself, you've been sacrificing, you've been investing, whether it's time, money, effort, sweat, whatever, and then you just step back and you kind of notice like, man, I've been at this for a while, and you almost seem like you have a little bit of progress, but for the most part it's kind of still the same. You start feeling like you're stuck. You start feeling like, am I been going in circles? I've been climbing this ladder. Is the ladder on the wrong wall? If you've ever felt like if you've been working to get better at something, you've been working to accomplish something, you've been working to gain something, and after a while you still feel like you're in the same spot, that's the feeling right there. That's the feeling of stuck. That's the feeling of I'm not making any progress. As an example, we're going to use my house. It was a very, very dusty house, and as much as we would try to keep it free of dust, within hours you'd already see the dust settling. We would dust the television, we would dust the furniture, we would dust the floors, we would sweep, we would vacuum, we would wipe down the walls, and within just hours you would already see a couple of little tiny particles of dust. And as much as we put in the effort to buy a fancy duster, buy fancy sprays and liquids, buy fancy cloths to clean the dust, vacuum every single day, just consistently working ever so hard to keep the dust from coming back, we would always, within a couple of days, sweep again or dust again, and you'd have a bunch of dust. So we were feeling that sense of, why are we not making any progress with the dust? We almost felt like giving up. Like, what is it? I guess we just live in a dusty house. That's just what it is. It's an older house. It's the paint. I don't know what it was, but we couldn't figure it out. And we were getting to the point already where, okay, there's no sense in working so hard every day to keep it free from dust when the dust is just coming back. So this is the solution. This is what I've done in the past, and it's worked out to figure out why is it that I was feeling stuck. And once you know the formula, I've practiced it so many times now that I don't get that sensation of feeling stuck, because from the get-go I start with this format, and it works out to keep you on top of things, so you know you're not spinning your wheels, you know you're going in the right direction, and you know that you're making progress. So what I do is I find a purpose. I find a purpose to whatever it is that I'm doing. So in this case, what's the purpose of wanting a dust-free home? So I got to figure out what my purpose is, what my reason is. Why is it that I don't want any dust in my home? Well, I want a dust-free home because I don't want to suffer. I don't want my kids to suffer any allergies. I don't want to always have to worry about dusting every single day. Main reason is to keep the allergies from being activated because of this dust. So once I have my purpose, I find out where I am in the process, because you have a purpose and then you have a process. The process is the set of goals that you need to accomplish in order to get to your purpose. So you got to figure out whether is the boat sinking? Are you almost there? Or are you somewhere in the middle where you're just going through the travels, but you end up losing navigation and you don't end up getting to your destination? So in this case, I stepped back and I said, okay, am I almost there? Absolutely not. Is my boat sinking? Side note of what do you mean by the boat is sinking? Let's say I had a gigantic hole in my wall. Like, let's say one of the biggest windows was missing and it was a very windy area and I lived next to maybe a dirt field and there was consistently air and dust just blowing in the house. Don't worry so much on why you're not making progress. If the boat is sinking and you have a big hole in the wall and a bunch of dust is just flowing in with the wind, there's really no point in you figuring out the details on why you're not making any progress. First of all, you got to figure out how to cover the hole in the wall. Once you figure out how to cover the hole in the wall, then you can start figuring out the little details. Do I need a better vacuum? Do I need a better dusting solution? Do I need better tools in order to get rid of the dust? You don't worry about none of those little details if you got a big gouge in the wall that's bringing in a bunch of dust and air and you have this much dirt on the ground. No matter what details you adjust or you use over here or tweak, it's not going to make any difference. First, you got to make sure that the boat isn't sinking, and that would be the example. There's a hole in the wall. Well, repair the hole. Let's start there. In my case, I was somewhere in the middle. The boat was not sinking. I didn't have an exaggerated amount of dust in the house. So I definitely wasn't in a position where I just needed to fix an obvious problem. I was somewhere in the middle because we were getting more dust than normal, but I definitely wasn't making any progress to say, oh, we're getting rid of the dust. It takes longer for us to notice that there's dust accumulated and we have to clean less times a week because there's less dust. Definitely not there yet. Okay, so now we have a purpose and now we know where we're at in the process. So we're somewhere in the middle, but since now we have a purpose, now we know what we want. Now we could ask different questions. Now we could ask cleaning professionals different questions. Now we can go to the good old internet and ask it questions based on our purpose. So what did we do is we started asking the right questions. By having a purpose and knowing where you are in the process, you could ask the proper questions, know what you've done already and what you haven't done already. So if I ask a question and they say, try this duster, try this product, try dusting and vacuuming every day, it's like check, check, check. Already done that. You don't have to waste your time doing all those because you've already done them. So you know you have to go and get advice that is going to get you from the middle to the end to figure out what that space is between getting what you want and where you're at. So by asking the right questions, I was able to shift through some videos and figure out exactly what information I needed. There's a lot of great professionals out there that were sharing a lot of good knowledge. And yes, a lot of them were talking about fancy devices to actually clean and wipe down the dust. Cleaning the dust and picking it up wasn't the issue. We were able to do that. We just wanted to not have it come back. So we had some examples and explanations about having a filtration system that would keep your house from being a snow globe. And instead of just recycling the dust, you dust it, get up in the air and it come down. You dust it, get up in the air and it come down. You dust it, get up in the air and it would come down. So it almost like a dust globe instead of a snow globe. So after researching, we found out that the way to solve this is that we needed a filtration system. But I already have filters in my ventilation system. And then I dove in deeper. Again, we had a purpose and I knew where I was in the process. So I was able to ask the right questions. We have filters. Why isn't that working? The answer was I didn't have the right filter. I needed a different kind of filter. After I got this information, again, back on the internet, ordered me a pack of filters and followed the instructions that were given by these maintenance professionals and these cleaning professionals, how this would help get rid of the dust. After getting the filters, I installed them. Fast forward 10 to 14 days and we could already notice a major difference in the amount of dust that was lingering around our home. We kept up the cleaning routine and paid attention and measured if we were making any progress. We definitely noticed that we were making progress and getting closer and closer to completing our purpose. So there you go. That's what you do when you feel like you're stuck, when you feel that you're not making any progress. First, you start off with a purpose, the reason why you want this. Once you have the purpose, then you have a set of goals that you need to accomplish in order to get to the purpose. But before you set up those goals, lay out the process. This is starting, this is ending. Where are you at? Are you almost there? Are you in the middle, or are you in that boat sinking situation where you just need to figure out the obvious first before you start making any decisions on what the progress is? Once you have the purpose and you know where you're laid out in the process of things, then you would set up the goals that if you accomplish all those goals, you will get to your purpose. If you could do this before you start anything, small, medium, or large, you will minimize the chances of the feeling of not making any progress. All right, everyone, thank you so much for clicking in. Thanks so much for kicking it with me. That's gonna do it for today's video. Do me a favor, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, give it a thumbs down if you like it. But what I need you to do is in the comment area, leave me a comment that if you liked it, let me know why. If you didn't like it, also let me know why. So don't forget, thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't like it, but you gotta leave me a comment and let me know why you chose one or why you chose the other. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed, I extend out an invitation for you to subscribe, and also don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can get notified every time I upload a new video. And also thank you so much for those returning viewers that have already subscribed. Also, if you want to hang out on the socials, down in the description I'm gonna have some links where we can go kick it out there and keep the conversation going. Other than that, that's gonna do it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm gone.